When your cat gently places their paw on you, do you actually know what that means? Yes, it feels sweet. Like they just want your attention. Maybe you think it's random, or just a soft way of asking for something. But behind that simple action, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally intimate things your cat can do. And if you ignore it, which most owners do, you might miss one of the clearest ways your cat is trying to connect with you. Let's start with what that gentle touch really means. Have you ever been sitting still? Not calling your cat? Not moving? And suddenly, you feel a soft paw rest on your arm? Most people think it's about attention, food, play, interaction. Here's what's actually happening. Your cat is initiating contact. Cats are not naturally touch-driven like humans. In the wild, unnecessary contact limits movement. It creates risk. It slows them down. So when your cat reaches out first, that small movement is intentional. Think about that for a second. They're not reacting to you. They're starting something, and that changes everything. Here's what most people don't realize. That gentle touch is one of the few moments where your cat overrides instinct just to connect with you. And by the way, if your cat ever places their paw on you and just leaves it there, no pressure, no claws, don't brush it off. We'll get to what that really means at the end, and it's something most owners wish they understood sooner. Because this isn't random behavior, it's a choice. Have you ever noticed how light your cat's touch is? Most people assume it's just softness. But here's what's actually happening. A 2019 study from Oregon State University found that cats form secure attachment bonds with their humans, similar to how infants connect with caregivers. But what does that actually mean? For you, it means your cat doesn't just live with you. They emotionally depend on how safe you feel. Behavioral scientists have observed that cats use gentle, controlled touch as a way to test their environment. That soft paw is a question. Are you safe to be close to right now? Think about that for a second. Your reaction answers it if you stay calm, relaxed. Your cat learns something powerful. You are safe. And here's where it gets even more meaningful. If your cat keeps their paw there, without pulling away, it means your presence passed that test. That's not attention. That's trust confirmed. In real time, have you ever felt your cat touch you and then shift their paw slightly, like they're adjusting it? Most people think it's just movement. But here's what's actually happening. Cats have scent glands not only on their face, but also around their paws. When they touch you, they leave behind invisible chemical signals called pheromones. Studies on domestic cats reveal that scent marking is how cats define their world. It's how they decide what's safe, familiar, and emotionally important. So when your cat reaches out and touches you, they're not just making contact. They're marking. You, think about that for a second. That small touch carries meaning you can't even see. And here's what makes this even more powerful. They're not claiming territory. They're including you in it. You are part of their safe space. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat lovers who actually want to understand what their cat is really saying. Have you ever seen a kitten press its paws gently against its mother? Slowly, repeatedly, without force. Most people don't connect that to adult behavior. But here's what's actually happening. In early life, kittens rely on touch to maintain connection, warmth, and safety. Researchers who study feline behavior call this tactile bonding. It's one of the first ways a cat learns what safety feels like, and even as they grow older, that instinct doesn't disappear. It adapts. So when your adult cat reaches out and touches you now, they're using one of the oldest signals they know. Think about that for a second. Out of all the behaviors they could carry into adulthood, they kept this one, and here's where it gets even more powerful. They've reassigned that role to you. You're not just someone they live with. You are the source of that same safety they once depended on to survive. That's not learned. That's instinctive. Now ask yourself this honestly. Does your cat place their paw on every person like that? Visitors, strangers, even other people in your home? Most of the time, no. Most people assume cats treat everyone the same. But here's what's actually happening. Animal cognition research shows that cats choose specific individuals for physical contact based on emotional consistency, predictability, and trust. That means your cat isn't just reaching for a human. They're reaching for you. Think about that for a second. Touch is vulnerable. It reduces distance. It limits reaction time. And yet, they choose you for that closeness. And here's where it becomes even more meaningful. This choice isn't automatic. It's built. Every calm interaction, every time you respected their space, every moment you didn't force contact, it all added up. So now, when they reach for you, it's not habit. It's preference. You are their safe place. Have you ever noticed what happens after your cat places their paw on you? Sometimes, they just leave it there. No tension, no movement, just stillness. Most people don't think much of it, but here's what's actually happening. In the wild, staying still during contact is dangerous. If something goes wrong, reaction time matters. Distance matters. So animals avoid prolonged contact unless they feel completely safe. But your cat, they reach out and they stay. Think about that for a second. They are choosing to limit their own ability to react quickly. That's vulnerability. Remember earlier when I said, if your cat leaves their paw on you, don't ignore it? This is what I was talking about. That moment isn't small. That's your cat saying, without words, I feel safe enough to not pull away. No demand, no expectation, just trust. That's not attention. That's emotional surrender. And here's where it gets even deeper. They're not just trusting your presence, they re-trusting your stillness, your predictability, your calm. That's something you earned. What happens when your cat stops doing this? Maybe they used to place their paw on you often, and now they don't. Most people assume it's nothing. But here's what's actually happening. Changes in tactile behavior can signal a shift. It could be stress, emotional discomfort, environmental changes, even health-related issues. Studies in feline behavior show that reduced physical contact is often one of the earliest signs that something feels off. Think about that for a second. The behavior you once overlooked was actually a signal, and now it's absence. Is another signal. This is where most owners get it wrong. They notice when their cat demands attention, but they miss when their cat quietly withdraws it. So, if your cat stops reaching for you, don't ignore it. Pause. Observe. Check what's changed, because sometimes the silence says more than the touch ever did. So when your cat gently places their paw on you, do you actually know what that means? It's not just about attention. It's not just a random habit. It's your cat choosing to connect, choosing to trust, choosing to be close, even when instinct tells them to stay distant. That's not a small gesture. That's vulnerability. And that soft paw, the one you barely notice, it was never small to them, and it shouldn't be small to you either.